in order to impeach the President of the United States, you only need one of these articles to go through, as our correspondent on the Hill, Yasmine El-Sabawi, has continued to remind us. In fact, let's cross to Yasmine now. Yasmine, the debate has wrapped up. We saw a lot of applause from both Adam Schiff, who was addressing, and also Republican Senator McCarthy there, Congressman McCarthy. Can you just wrap up a little bit about how this ended, how this hours-long debate today ended, and to then go to this vote?
Republicans will complain that you now have a partisan impeachment.
This was supposed to be 6 hours. That's the time allocated for the debate. But of course, it went over by a couple of hours. But as soon as senior members of House leadership began speaking, Judiciary Ranking Member Doug Collins, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, that's when we knew we were in the home stretch, that the vote was coming. And the last person we heard from was Congressman Adam Schiff, of course, the chairman of the Intelligence Committee. He led weeks of investigation into this, closed-door hearings, public hearings from career Foreign Service officials, and that's how the evidence was gathered to then develop the two articles of impeachment we're seeing today. We heard Congressman Schiff talk about why voters should care about something that happened in Ukraine. And this is important because a few weeks ago, the former chief of staff for President Trump, Reince Priebus, told U.S. media in an interview that ultimately a voter in Wisconsin who cares about bread and butter issues, who cares about the economy, who cares about taxes, isn't really going to care what President Donald Trump told a foreign leader on a phone call. And of course, Republicans also say in general that whatever was spoken about on that phone call didn't really materialize because Ukraine did end up getting much of that military aid. Some of it still hasn't been delivered, of course. And also that ultimately President Zelensky and President Trump did meet. It wasn't at the White House, but it was at the UN General Assembly.
Will become the third American president.
So, Yasmine, I'm looking at the tally right now. I'm going to read it off for you because I'm not sure if you can see it or not. 164 Democrats have voted yes. It looks like 112 Republicans have voted no. There is one independent that has voted yes. Can you kind of walk us through these numbers? What's the threshold here when we will see the totals dip over into the fact that we definitely know that the president's been impeached?
So this is going to take a couple more minutes, and of course the magic number here is 216. There are in total 435 seats in the House. There are 431 members voting today, 4 vacancies. We expect that 2 Democrats will vote not to impeach because they're in districts that are very vulnerable. It could go either way next election. And among Republicans, we do not expect any to break rank. So the magic number here to look for is that as soon as it passes the 216 vote threshold, the President Donald Trump will be considered impeached. It will be a hugely historic moment, a very rare event in the United States Congress. He will be only the 3rd president ever to have been impeached. Of course, before him, Andrew Johnson, the late 1800s. Richard Nixon, of course, resigned just before the full House could take a vote. And then, of course, most recently, Bill Clinton. And in fact, Bill Clinton was impeached 21 years ago, almost to the day, December 19th.